This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. Ooh. Yes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the LinkUp podcast with your hosts, Mr. King, Kana, and Woods here in the building.
Yo.
And today, Woods, I believe,
Hey, today we got a special guest. He's a brother from another mother. The director with the most.
We should not have let Woods do the introduction. Oh, God.
This man is like a brother but also a sensei. The man himself, Mario Gonsalves, is in the building.
Yo,
Get in, clap.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the way you did that intro, I felt like we had to clap and stuff. I mean,
I'm really breaking it properly, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, Mario from Aruba, so this is like one of our first actual oh God. That was not something like
I didn't expect to make that much squeaking, but trying to make sure that was the front of the mic that you're speaking into.
But yeah, like I was saying, Mario from Aruba. And since this being the LinkUp podcast, we're trying to get people not just from St. Martin, so we're trying to branch out a little bit. So welcome, Biggs.
Thank you for having me.
So give us a little intro, where he is, where he come from, how old he is. I mean, obviously I just say Aruba, but give us a little bit.
As you guys know, I'm from Aruba. I'm a music video director. Me and Woods been at it for a very long time.
Yeah,
was a very long time.
Yo.
Yeah, we go way back.
Yeah.
I think more than 10 years.
More than
now.
10 years.
Yeah. Longer than that.
But how old are you?
I'm 26 right now.
Boom, Moras. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
Similar age.
I didn't. Actually, that makes sense. Actually, true that. So then, what get you started in the whole video thing? Or did it start from photography, like most people, or
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I wanted to become an airline pilot.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So, okay. Let's start from there. Then, why the airline? What get you interested in that?
I don't know. I always like public transport and that type of stuff, and jobs where you had certain responsibilities to. Because I wanted to be someone responsible in society.
You want to have power to a certain extent.
What?
You want to have a certain type of power. So
not really power, but help people get from point A to point B responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that because since I was a young kid, we didn't have that much money, so every time we travel, it's it
was a big deal.
It's like a big deal,
Yeah.
And then you kind of fall in love with that, and I wanted to become that. But again, we didn't have enough money, so flight school was very, very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I started making beats at home, and I got my first check. It didn't even went through, but I got it.
It didn't go through, but you're still confident then.
I have, my mother still has it. It's $110. I made $110 when I was 15 from St. Thomas. A couple of rappers from St. Thomas.
Okay.
About 10 beats from me, $10 each. I was cheap selling myself back.
Okay. But I mean, you start somewhere. You they become anything, those fellas?
Well, Rock City?
You I
graphic designed for Rock City
Okay.
at one point, yeah.
Okay.
When I was young. I even got a shout out from them for Aruba, that type of stuff. And if you hear in one of their songs where they mention a couple of islands, they mention Aruba as well.
But they always bring up the Caribbean. So.
Yeah. There's some cool guys, yeah. Those guys kind of knew Rock City as well. But I didn't hear from them. Maybe they gonna watch this.
Either way, you get the money. So I mean, that was no, you didn't.
I didn't get the money. Yeah.
So how that play out though? What happened?
My mother just gave me 100 florins, which is not $100, but she gave me 100 florins. But she was really proud because even she never experienced getting money from a country outside of where you live in.
Oh, okay. So you the big deal in the family then?
Not the biggest, yeah.
Not the biggest, but it was a big deal. Not the biggest, but I mean it's something.
It was a big deal, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm happy my mother also kept that check.
Yeah, that.
Because now I can go back and see that.
See how far you come. That's true. And then from there as well. You start doing that, and then what was next?
And from there I went to a car show with a couple of friends of mine. and I met Woods. Well, they knew Woods, and they just greeted Woods. And the funny thing is, me and Woods like became like best friends. Like the very first second we met each other, this guy walked back with me. He's a complete stranger still. He walked back with me to my house, man. Asked my mother for a ride back home. I remember that. But he kind of put me on because that night I got to show him all my works, my beats, and I also did graphic design. And Woods was DJing at parties.
I was just gonna ask, so you was DJing already by then?
Yeah, and was also working at a radio station at the time.
Oh yeah. And he hooked me up with the guy like who arranges all of the things, the promoter. And I got to start designing for them, and that's how I like started expanding my network.
Okay.
Everything in my story is like, it kind of feels like it was meant to be as well, because I wanted to become a pilot, then I have the money, so I did this. So it's kind of meant to be, but it's also everything revolves around my network. So it starts with Woods expanding to the promoter. You're gonna see how it expands further.
That's dope. But I mean, technically, that's how it's supposed to be.
Networking is important in almost every aspect of life. Is always about who you know to some degree at some point.
Yeah.
To at least get that first look, that first chance, the first opportunity, and then where it branches out from there.
It's crazy. It's crazy because last we just did a job in Italy for Disney.
Wow.
But Disney in Los Angeles, one of their artists.
So, but where are you was like working and stuff?
In Italy, but it's for them. It's for their record label in Disney.
So why Italy then?
Because the artist was doing a shoot there.
Okay.
And
so just for the image, I guess you wanted to create like the backdrop of Italy and stuff like that, or
no? They wanted to shoot in LA first, but she was busy working in Italy, and her schedule was not working out for them to shoot the video in LA.
Okay.
So we had to fly out to Italy and shoot her there.
So what can you say the artist? Can you like give a little bit more information on it, or like?
Yeah, when is this episode coming out?
This is probably job
probably
like
Monday.
Today we're recording this
Saturday, probably.
Yeah, we're recording this on a Saturday, so maybe like a Monday.
I'm independent. I can say the artist. I don't mind.
Okay.
It's for Rehab and Sophia Carson.
Okay, I never heard about those.
DJ Rehab, you might know who he is. Sophia Carson, you might have seen her, but
probably like I name and face anything.
If you go on YouTube and type in her name, you'll hear like she had a world hit. She had like a really world hit, a number one hit.
Sophia Carson.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible. It's just that the
music
it's just
that we don't. Yeah, it's not. I don't think any of us listen to that type of music, to be honest.
I mean, most things associated with Disney.
Yeah, that's the girl. She was on Pretty Little Liars as well. It's a big show for the ladies.
Yeah, you know, I know the show. Yeah, that one.
The ladies talking about the show.
That one I hear about. Okay. So how long are you was over there in Italy?
The funny thing is, I was in Greece when I got this job. I was working on another.
You was all over the place.
Yeah, I was working on another job for Tavi Castro, and I remember getting this job. I was like, yo, I don't want to let this moment pass away, but it's so difficult to try and arrange things when I'm in Greece. I'm not in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So I hired, usually I work with one producer. I hired 2 producers and just bought them plane tickets to fly over to Italy. I told them, just go there, try to meet some local people, start arranging stuff. Like I made a mood board. I told them like, I want like these kind of locations. So please go search for those for me. Try to get permits and everything. And they did that in 2 days.
Wow.
So we just had to push like a big amount of the budget to make that happen. And then they advised me like, yo, we need more people to come help and that stuff. So I hired Woods. We had a cameraman as well, and I flew those guys as well. You flew with Sean, yeah.
Yeah, I flew with Sean.
You flew with Sean.
I wasn't there.
The name is Kana on the podcast.
The other Sean.
That's Sean 2.0, right? As original. Okay.
Luckily, our cameraman, he had a friend who was like right in Italy, right at the spot that we were shooting.
Wow.
So he came and helped as well. So we had extra hands here. We did it with a very small crew, but it was like a really big production. And the artists were very happy. But it's just surreal sometimes that I think you guys know as well when you come from an island.
And
the dreams, those are like big dreams that are.
Well, I can't really say I know what that is, because you go on a different level than anything. No. Like, to me, I think this is the biggest thing I've ever done, this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had more than 50 people interested in anything I was doing. So the fact that I'm gonna get like 100 and so, probably get 100 and something views, that's like the biggest thing I was involved in. So you on a completely different level when it comes to that. But I could imagine.
Okay, I'm gonna be like 6'9" right now. I'm gonna say we're gonna get 1,000 views on this video. Mark my words.
I mean, I hope so. I mean,
mark my words.
We're trying to exploit Mario as much as possible. So.
Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can.
No, but sure. But then, okay, let me ask this then. What you say was your, since we're talking about the whole thing being so surreal and stuff like that, what you would say is your biggest accomplishment so far, or like your biggest gig?
Or the proudest moment.
Oh yeah, or the proudest, or even all of them.
It might sound a bit cheesy, right? It might sound a bit cheesy, but you know, all these big jobs, it doesn't like, it's not the proudest thing, because I know, because when you see next to you, you see like 1 million people doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't feel like very special to me at that moment. Maybe to others it does, but what's the proudest moment is that I got to a point where I stopped caring what other people thought about my work and that type of stuff, because there's so much pressure on you, and bro, your entire life it's so much pressure on you, like people checking out what you're doing. You're trying to not only impress yourself but
please other people as well. Okay.
And I got to the point where especially in my work in the art world, that I can work freely and comfortably. And now I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about my work. I just do something, and I'm lucky enough that my clients love it. And so that's, for me, the biggest accomplishment.
How long would you say it took before you got to that point, though? Before you got comfortable and just remember it's like, okay,
a long time, man. A long time. I think going to art school as well is what, because you walk... And let me tell you how the art system in Holland works. First of all, the Dutch art schools, they love to keep their native arts, if you understand that.
No, so explain that a bit.
So the Dutch, they have their own artists, right? A lot of that. So they want to try to hold it at home.
Okay.
See, we come from another country, we bring different flavors to that world. I can't lie, I tried like 3 times in Amsterdam Film Academy, which is the biggest film school in Holland.
Okay.
I got accepted 3 times to come in for a review. Got denied every 3 times. And the funny thing is, they have this, when you get accepted for the review but you get denied, you can follow like a 1-year program that they have. That's automatically you go into that.
Okay.
They deny me of that as well. So it's kind of strange. And then when I went to HKU, which is in Utrecht, there I realized like, yo, 95% of my class is white.
Yeah, but I mean,
white. I have one guy from Suriname. It's me and him. It's just.
But I ain't surprised.
Yeah, it's weird.
I ain't surprised at all.
But okay, when you walk into the art school, you have to be established as some type of artist. Like you have to have some type of view on which direction you want to go, right?
Okay.
So what they do with you in those 4 years, they break you up like Lego blocks.
How do you mean?
So you have your vision, you know what you want to become. They tell you no. So they break you up.
Oh, so you just
into pieces.
More like restart everything.
Yeah, you have to build yourself back up.
Boom.
A lot of people get lost in that process. And I got anxiety because of that.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. I lost my father as well in the first year.
Damn, sorry to hear, man.
So I got like, I still have anxiety sometimes, but I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of it, I came out strong. Like, I know what I want to do. I don't care anymore. Like, cause you're very shy, like showing your work to other people. Like, what do you think of this?
Yeah.
I don't even care no more, man. I just put out my work out there. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
But then, how do you normally get clients then? So is it a referral type something, or is like you just go and apply, or like how that does work?
I know some people in the industry, and usually get a briefing. So the way the professional music video world works, you get an email or a WhatsApp. I'm gonna send you an email, and you get a track, you get a budget, you get a time frame, and usually they'll tell you like, "Oh, we kind of like this idea, that idea. Could you make us a concept, a treatment?" And then it's my job to like go and listen to the songs like a couple of thousand times, and then come up with an idea and put it into a PDF, send it back. Usually if they say 10,000, I tell them like, "Yo, it's gonna be 12.5. Just bump it up," because they tried. It's like negotiation as well. Bump it up. They're gonna tell you, "Can we do it for 11?" You're gonna say, "Yeah, 11.5. Let's lock it at that."
Okay.
And then when they approve, we send the contract and the first invoice. Once it's paid, then we start.
Okay.
And then it goes into production. That's like planning everything out.
And then do you edit as well, or you just do?
It depends. Sometimes I edit, and sometimes I pay an editor. It's just because sometimes I'm just too busy, and I love sometimes that someone else gets to get the footage with a fresh set of eyes.
That's
because when you're on set, you know everything that was wrong with this shot. You know every little detail, and if you give that to someone, he might see something special in it.
Yeah.
That maybe because remember the viewers never saw what happened on set.
Yeah, they don't see what happened in the background.
Yeah, so an editor that's never been on set might just have that viewer view as well.
Definitely could understand that from like an audio perspective, how usually like oftentimes the person who mixes it might be different than who masters it, because the mix engineer was there for the whole session. He knows how everything was sung and thing.
Yeah,
it's a completely different thing when you send it off to somebody else. So I could understand that.
Yeah, because even with audio, like I know a couple of artists, they dive so deep into their work. They start every little thing starts to bug them after a while, and it might be perfect, but they just keep going, and sometimes you have to let it go, put it in someone else's hand. And they'll know.
But then that could be a good or a bad thing. Cause like
exactly.
You could put it in somebody else's hand and they could have like a totally, completely different vision to what you wanted, or like a different ear and all that kind of thing.
That's why you have to know who you're working with, and you have to be able to trust the people that you're working with. Like I've worked with some editors that I will never work with them again.
Okay, so you can have like your base, the go-to people.
Yeah,
so you have your editor you go to.
So
you have your
trust.
I have a trust. Like my producers, I have to trust them. Like Woods is still in my producer line. I have Valentino. I have a couple of guys that I need to trust in my production, because that's the most important aspect, and that's also where there's like big money involved, you know. So you have to trust these people in order to like make business work. We've worked with people that like like really messed us up.
Okay, so give me an example of a bad something that went bad.
People stealing your clients.
Stealing? Like how you mean?
Yeah, like it's a whole deal. I don't want to go too deep.
Okay, alright, cool.
Because I don't want to give any attention to this guy. But yeah, it's very bad, man. Because look, the way it works with me, like I'm a very honest guy, and Woods knows that as well. I try to make equal opportunities for everyone, you know. And it's just some people that will never be able to get satisfied with that. They always want more. And how they get more is by stepping over
boundaries.
The ones that are helping them.
Bite the hand and feed you.
You know, we can get more together.
Yeah.
You understand that? But some people just don't want to take that route. They rather like, oh, it's easier to step over this guy and then I have everything here.
Yeah, and they want it for themselves. A lot of people don't have that collective mentality.
And messes up like 5-6 other people just for their own benefit. And that's like what we're very careful with right now, especially with we had to rebuild everything back up to this certain level of clients, because we did every rapper in Holland, I think.
Every Dutch, like the known ones, we worked with all of them already.
Yeah, give me some names now.
Lil Kleine, Ronnie
Flex, Atje,
SFB.
Okay.
We work with
Bukusam.
Yeah, we work with everyone.
Do the videos and stuff like that?
Yeah, we work with everyone.
Okay, which one you enjoy the most? Put you on the spot.
You're putting me on the spot. Like, I'm gonna tell you something about Dutch music videos, man, and that's also something that we're trying to do right now, because I'm in the talks with a couple of Dutch labels. When we pitch for them, it's like on another level. We pitch like the level of deepness we go into when pitching a music video for Dutch rappers is like the same level, maybe not the same, but close to the level that maybe Kendrick Lamar's puts attention to detail in his videos.
Okay.
And the thing is, the Dutch market is so used to all this, I would call them cliche things.
So like the cars,
the ladies, the money,
the chicks with the big asses.
You understand? Okay. Yeah, and that's like what we don't want to do anymore. We did all of that, bro. I had girls shaking booty in front of my camera. I had rappers throw like real money in the air.
And then pick it back up.
And then pick it back up.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
Bro, I when I saw that, I'm not gonna mention the rapper, but when I saw, if you do your research and watch my videos, you'll know which rapper it is.
Okay, now you're gonna
just Google this. YouTube my name on Mario Gonsalves on YouTube, and you'll find my videos that I've worked on. But there's a rapper, he threw the money. I think you were there as well, right? Yeah. I thought like, yo, he must have like some homies of him coming to pick this money back up after this take, and then the song stops, and then I thought even the director would let some of his assistant, go. The song stops, and this guy look up, and he's just picking all the single bills up. It felt sad, man. It felt sad. It was really sad, bro. Yeah, man.
But I mean, with a video shoot, I guess it depends how you look at it, because it is for sure. So I mean, if you're gonna throw the money, obviously something gotta pick it back up. I mean,
but in Los Angeles, I've been on set with OT Genesis.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
My cousin actually does beats for him. Shout out Zav Beats.
Yeah, I've been on set with
he does a couple of beats for OT and that kind of stuff.
They throw like fake money.
Oh, ooh.
No, set money.
Oh, set money, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But that's the standard thing.
Yeah,
that's the standard thing. The jewelry, everything is real. But if you're gonna throw money, like, don't let it be real money. Let's.
Yeah, that's not necessarily the smartest.
In movies, they don't throw around $1 million. It's like it's all fake. And then you also don't have to like pick it back up, because they usually bring like a box of like fake bills.
Yeah, because it's fair being, nobody just sweep that flag back up and then you throw it away, or you use it another time.
But that's the thing with Dutch music videos. Again, it's like, it's a lot of that cliche thing, and then
so you're trying to break out of the box a little bit.
Exactly.
I guess there's resistance and stuff from the labels, because it's so used to like,
this
is what we do, this is what works, so let's just stick with it type of thing.
Well, is it really like that? Are you getting like resistance? Like if you pitch something, like, okay, no, we're not looking for like the cars and the chicks and stuff like that. Do you get like resistance from the labels? Like, oh no, we want to go back this way, or like this is what everybody likes.
The thing is, also, I was just gonna ask, like, is the resistance just that they don't want to do it? Yeah, is it just that they don't want to do it, or is it just that like the detail that you would like to put into it requires and makes the budget?
Well, when they give us the budget, it's usually we try to make the concept within that budget. So that's the thing. The budget wouldn't really be a big problem. It's more like,
so they just don't like the theme of it necessarily. They want to stick with what they know.
It's more like they're afraid that it might not work, because they know that the booty shaking and stuff brings in the views.
I mean, like we had one music video where they had a concept and it was pretty subdued, but they wanted, and then we came with a whole other concept with like special like masks and stuff like that. Was totally different, but it was really fun to do. So I guess like they expect something, and then Mario still starts to come with something else, like something.
Yeah, what he's talking about is like, you had a music video. The label told me, yo, we're gonna fly you out to Ibiza. You're gonna go with your crew there. We're gonna have a bunch of ladies next to the pool, and we're gonna just do this fun music video for that. At that point, I was like, just coming out of that whole Dutch music video scene. I was already like, my mind was like fucked with all these music videos, It's like, I don't want to do this shit no more. I told them, you know what, no, I want to make all these artists look like zebras. and have like a gorilla in a pool with this whole trippy music video.
It was probably the funniest music video
because the song, it had like a jungle beat to it.
Okay, wait, what song this was? I gotta check this video because I saw I was on shrooms to the idea.
I'm curious to see the result.
Yeah, you have Apple Music.
No, I don't have
Spotify.
I don't know.
Later on the website, we can see it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause I sound like I was on some serious drugs when I think of that crap.
No.
I don't know. I was like, let me just go do the most. I told him as well, like, bro, nobody's done this in Holland before. Let's do it. Let's do this. And they called me again and they said, yo, no, we really want to do this Ibiza thing and stuff. We really want to work with you. I told them, listen, man, if you want to do this Ibiza stuff, you have to go with that guy. I named a specific name. Has partly to do with the guys. I don't go with him. He will go to Ibiza with you. He will do everything you say. I told him, if you want to work with me, let's make all these artists zeros.
Yo, I can't imagine seeing the face like where you actually suggest.
It was a fun shoot. It was a fun shoot. It was a really, really fun shoot.
And like the artist was into the idea and all that too.
On set they were. I think they pulled the music video now because it doesn't like really matches with their image. I can understand it.
Okay.
Like, everyone got paid. The music video went out. It's no big deal for me. It's still up on my website. I have the rights to use it for like my portfolio use.
Okay.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun to like try those certain stuff. And I got like briefings from Seven Alias, a bunch of other rappers then that wanted to do like crazy videos.
So because they saw that one, they saw like how you would do it and stuff. So they probably got some ideas.
There was one for Seven Alias. I think the label wanted us to do it, but I think Seven didn't really like the concept. I don't know how it worked between them, but the label sent me it and they said, yo, we need to do something crazy here. We need to have like Cirque du Soleil stuff. Bro, we had like in that treatment, bro, we had like little people flying around. all of that. No, but they wanted to do like this crazy ass. But we had the girls as well, but the girls were like complete like
that song like a little bit of the presses. Like you ever see Lit? Who's saying that song? The Fissa is Lit.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the video from now on? Like,
no.
It's like a circus type something, and it's just like you see like a whole bunch of little people like midgets and stuff like that running around. Okay, it sounds just like how you did.
They have it in like the Wolf of Wall Street style, right?
Something.
I think I saw a picture of that.
Who sang that song?
That's SBMG, right?
No, I think
I'm not sure.
No, SBMG.
It's SBMG. I'm sorry, I don't know none of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, it's SBMK and Boof.
Yeah.
Featuring Boof.
Yeah.
What's Boof?
He's a thief.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
Dutch, yes.
Because I was like, what? Who, like Boof? What's Boof? What's a Boof? Anyway,
you know.
Yeah.
But I want to ask something though, kind of taking it back a little bit. Like while you was talking about the art school experience, you were saying like they would try to kind of break you apart in some ways. Like, what would be certain things that you feel suggestions they were making to you to kind of steer you off your path from your original vision? Or
like you would come in with a work and they would tell you like it's nothing. Like that. Like that. I came in with works that I was like really proud of, and I got like feedback like I'm usually open to feedback. I'm very open to feedback when it matters.
Constructive criticism,
constructive feedback and that type of stuff.
I see when it matters.
And then I came in with a short doc. It has a very friendly vibe to it. And then the teacher said, it looks like a commercial for ING Bank. But the whole class was about documentary filmmaking. He guided me through the entire process of coming till that day and showing it, and then he's gonna tell me. I told him, okay, but why do you say that? What's your
reason for
it? Yeah, what's your reasons? I don't know, it just looked like that. and then some of the people in the class. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep into race.
I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna ask you if the teacher was white.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, then it's possibly from my perspective, from always on, is either possibly he was just jealous of your vision, or he's just plain boring like that.
I don't know, man.
Because I mean, from how you explained it, that should not be a result, especially if I told me I gotta present a concept and all of those things.
I can understand, bro.
Footage even starts.
He said if you put a logo of ING behind it, it can look like a commercial. I told him, but if you put a logo of ING behind all of these other projects, it can look like a commercial. Because these days you don't have like the typical commercials only anymore. You have like branded content where they tell stories of a certain someone and they didn't put the logo in the end. But if you see those things without the logo, it's kind of like a short movie, right? So it falls in between the lines. And then I told him, why mine specifically? You know why? You know? But they couldn't answer that. They couldn't differentiate that. And then that's when, like, if it was to... It kind of worked on me, like, really hard, that feedback. And then now, if I were to show him that, and he would have said that, and he wouldn't have any reason like to explain himself. Oh man, get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, I don't care anymore about that. You know, if I know,
I get it. It probably is a little different when it's coming from somebody who's responsible for your grades and different things like that. It's a little harder to just say that their opinion don't
I got a good grade though.
I got a good grade because but that's still odd though. How you gonna guide somebody through the process?
Exactly.
See the whole thing.
Exactly.
And then wait till the last moment to say that you look like an ING commercial.
Exactly.
I
even had mood boards
with the artists.
The one that you helped me. That one. You see, what's this with me? This whole process.
But okay, did you finish school already, or you still in school now?
I'm doing my final project now. It's my final year, but I have to make a movie now. I'm going back to the islands to do research. We have a problem there with child abuse.
So in Aruba, you're talking about now?
Yeah, it's not really being spoken out in the news and that type of stuff. And I'm gonna do some research there and make a movie, because there was a sad story a couple of months ago when a stepfather killed his two kids and buried them. And then look, nobody knew they were buried yet. They got the father and mother in custody in the police office, and they were asking them, where are these kids? Where are these kids? Everybody was looking around, but nobody knew they were buried. And then they found them. So
how did they find them?
I think they told.
The mother did not know where the children were.
But the
I
mother,
think the mother knew. I think the mother knew.
The mother knew they were dead. As the mother knew that he killed them.
Oh yeah.
So she was in on it, or she was scared that
the mother was crying, and this is what I heard.
Yeah,
that's why I need to do the research. You know.
Okay.
I heard that she was crying telling cops, I can't tell you because he's gonna kill me. So that type of stuff. But I'm gonna make a movie based on that, because that kind of shocked me. I felt bad for those two kids.
How old they were?
Like
around
4 or 5.
6,
maybe one is 3 and the other is 5.
But like a full movie, like hour and a half,
or like a
30-minute film. Film. I either wanted to do that, or I wanted to do this is a bigger one. It's like when what's the guy's name? It's a Venezuela guy. It's been looked by the FBI. He's been looked for by the FBI, and he's a diplomat from Venezuela, and he flew into Aruba without his diplomacy passport. So he was subject to arrest. So they arrested him. The correct procedure would have been to
send him back,
expedite them to
Venezuela,
FBI, to the FBI, because Aruba works together.
Ever since it's Natalie Holloway, right? But
they sent Venezuela, this one of their people so close to Aruba. This is what I heard. So after the research, they sent two army ships on the coast of Aruba.
So if they didn't
send them back, they would
bomb.
And then with Holland involved, they sent this guy back without following the correct procedure. I mean, if we all stood for the right thing and followed the laws as is, Holland would have went over there with their army ships as well, right? and protected us. It would have caused a bigger escalation, of course,
that would have been a
but it would have
scene.
followed the lines of the rules. I understand. I understand to a certain degree.
Curious for this.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see how.
That's also one of my projects that I have in the back of my mind. Maybe for the future, because it's such a bigger story, and you have to go so deep involved, because this guy was wanted for like human trafficking, drug crimes. I think even murder. That type of stuff.
I mean, if you're in that world, then murder is like part of the...
that's part of life.
Their job.
That's a job description.
If that's the life you choose.
We're looking for... Imagine that vacancy. Murderers wanted. Wow. Okay, I done.
Okay.
That was
but yeah, those are like the things I'm working on.
Okay, but so now with a short movie, like how are you going to do? You going to do it like a reenactment type something, or you just going to tell the story, or how you plan on doing it?
It depends. Right now I'm in talks with certain lawyers, news agencies, to just kind of get the real story, information. We're gonna lay out the plan first, and then you see, like, that's something artistically that has to come like from within. Then we see, like, from which perspective are we going to tell this story. For example, I'm gonna do the father with the kids one. So am I gonna tell it from the kid's perspective? Am I gonna tell it from the father, the mother, or even the police chief, which is an interesting perspective.
How come? Why the police chief?
Because he has like the clear overview of everything, and he's getting information.
He's getting all
as we go.
Okay.
The father and mother, they already know everything.
Yeah. So it's
the
like
police chief is figuring out everything, you know. So it's like movie making world. That's a complete different world than music videos.
Y'all have a complete y'all minds work completely different than mine. I can't even like fathom how to even start something like that.
Yeah, but it's a learning process. You learn along the way.
I guess that makes sense.
Like from how you're speaking, it's clear. I feel like it's safe to say you have a lot of experience doing this thing. Like,
and that's the thing as well. I want to go back to that because when I told you about in school that they break you, and why I think it's important that you have the confidence that I found within myself now, because as artists, we always like get some type of shit from people like they think they know better than you. But bro, you've been doing this for years. You know better than them. They shouldn't tell you like. I had a client told me, yeah, you don't need 10 guys to go do this video. You need 2 guys. You can do it with 2 guys. I got the fuck out of here, man. Give me the money for 10 guys. I know what I'm doing. We have to know that as artists, we have to value ourselves. We have to look in the mirror and say, okay, do I know enough now to have this certain... It might be ego. People might see it as ego, but it's just, I think it's just knowing your word, you know? And when you know your word, and because I know my word, that's the thing. I know my word now. A lot of people might see that as ego, but
arrogance.
I don't think so, man. I really don't think so, because that's not my main motive. Like, I do a lot of other stuff as well to help the community and that type of thing. I'm the same guy, but when it comes to my work, I have to know.
Nobody can tell you anything.
Nobody should tell me anything except for people that I know more than me. You understand?
I feel. I definitely. I mean, with almost anything you're supposed to be, anything you do, you're supposed to be. That's supposed to be a goal, to reach to that level, to the point like, okay, cool. The people who I looked up to, or the people who I used to like do research on, they become your competitors.
Yeah.
Because that you reach on such a professional level, like nobody can tell you shit no more.
And you just to kind of add on to your point, to me is a simple thing of like, if whoever the client is or whoever's coming to you, because to me that's the one thing that's like, if I'm coming to you,
yeah,
I can't then be telling you how to do your job. Basically, it's like I can't. If I knew how to do it so much better, I would do it myself. Exactly. Or I would get somebody that's doing it the way I want to do it if I'm the expert. But obviously you're coming to the person who's like, you're coming to this person for a reason.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because when you have like such a big name, maybe let's say Universal or Sony Music come up to you for the first time. It's so big for you. You're gonna be like, a
little intimidated.
They know more than me. You know, you're gonna be like that. But you have to like get to that point where you know more than them, because it's your job. It's not their job. They just provide you with the projects. But it's your job to be like, and they will respect that afterwards, because
want to see the final result.
I've had clients that came up with me with their advice. I told them, no, we're not gonna do it like that. Not gonna do it like that. They were so annoyed with me. And then when the project finished, they told me, "Yo, thank you very much. Like, the artists really loved how you handled everything." Because I know some project you can't have like multi-platinum artists like sitting around somewhere just hanging, waiting for you to finish a shot. You have to think of all those logistics. Yo, this artist needs to be in a room with air conditioning, relaxing with her people while we're shooting this shot. We're only gonna shoot her when she's needed, and when she's not needed, she has to be relaxing, comfortable. It's not like a backyard production anymore, right? When you get to the certain level, and that's why I'm telling you again, you should know your worth then. Because you're thinking about everything, not just only the visuals. You're thinking about all the logistics as well.
Yeah, and even honestly, I can see this one, me and Ben. Y'all men to think different than me. I didn't even bother like, I think I can shoot a video and I thinking about you being in ASC with your people and all that. I don't give a shit.
But I assume there probably was a point where you weren't doing those things and you saw what happened when you didn't have the artist.
Or you saw it from somebody else and be like, okay, I'm not going to do that.
Going back to after me and Woods met and we started working with this promoter, I started doing my own YouTube show. Well, we started doing our YouTube show with a group of friends, and it was called The Boogeyman Show. And basically what we did was we just went on the street and pranked people. And
y'all wanted people that always want to get shot and shit.
We could have got shot. But the good thing is we had a friend of ours, which is like
okay.
He's big, man.
The D-bone of the group.
Yeah, he's big. And you know what's funny? Like, we had this skinny guy. This really skinny guy. We would put him in a trash can. We'd take the trash out. We'd put him in a trash can. And at 12 at night, when tourists walk by, he would like pop. And like people would get really scared and really angry. And they would like come for him.
Yeah.
And then Darwin just like raises from the
No, y'all should have him in the garbage can.
Y'all should have from the bush from behind. And they're like, oh.
Y'all have to have him in the garbage because you're not trying to fight nobody that big.
That's the point where I learned the most. We also did that. It was partly like us just being us as friends, and it was also like me getting my first camera and like knowing how it works, learning how it works. And
how old were you at this time? About
with Goosebumps.
16.
Not Goosebumps, Boogeyman. Sorry.
Around
16, 17, around that age.
What were you doing 16, 17 game?
I don't know. I was playing volleyball. Something.
I think we was doing volleyball. We had just compare the different islands. We was doing volleyball.
Like when you think back, like we were really we were too young doing certain things we were doing. I was playing in a club when I was 16 years old.
That's good.
I got arrested like 3 times for that show.
We almost got arrested.
Yeah.
Like there was.
That's good. That's good for you.
One time you didn't come.
No, that was with the balloons. I was
the
there.
water balloons.
Yes,
were you there?
I was there.
Okay, wait. Say the story. Don't leave us out.
No. You gonna tell it?
Yeah, you tell it.
But I leave Mario to Mario guys. Both here all the time. Come.
So we're out of ideas for our next show. Like, we kept scaring people. And then there was a friend of mine. He wasn't even part of the show. He's a good friend of mine, but he wasn't part of the show. But he just came, yo, let's just hit people with water balloons, man. He came with a bunch of balloons, and I'm like,
I would have wanted to fight all of y'all.
I was like, okay, let's do it. Bro, we went to there's this area in Aruba, right? There's this touristic area, like a small shopping mall, and there's this restaurant across the street. We went on top of the Tony Roma's roof. You know Tony Roma's? A restaurant? Yeah. we just climbed somewhere along their walls and hopped on their roof. So people were eating below us, and we were like with the cameras.
Not only are you wetting me, you're fucking up my meal at the same time. Like you wetting my ribs and everything. You know you don't mess with
we were dating people from Tony Roma's though. We were dating people across the street.
Okay.
We were using
let's say I'm two evils.
We were using Tony Roma's as our holding. Like that's where we have the water balloons.
That's the HQ.
Yeah. The headquarters. Yeah, exactly. That was the headquarters. So we were close to the beach, and a friend of ours just finished. This is funny because this guy. This is like the added story to this, the side story to this. This guy, he came. He was walking by. His mother was coming to pick him up, close to us. We know him as well. He's like, "Yo, guys, what are you doing?" We told him, "Yeah, we're filming another episode of the Boogeyman show. You want to hang out?" He said, "No, my mother's already here, man." I said, "Yo, go tell your mother you're gonna stay with us." He walks over to his mother. He came back. He's like, "Yo, my mother's cool with it, but she's really mad at me because she came all the way here to pick me up." And like, "Okay, come hang, man." So he went up with us, and then we had this guy throwing water balloons at people across the street, and then he had this GoPro. We had like a couple of shots. And all of a sudden, like, I hear like sirens, man. Like a lot of sirens. a lot. But by that time, we were known as like the daredevils of Aruba.
Yeah. Oh, so we were like certain places we were not allowed to go to anymore.
Like, no, football stadiums, they would like have a really, really close. If we walked in the football stadium in Aruba, they would like.
Yeah. So what are you doing here, dude?
Nightclubs, I would just walk in, man, and that's how my network also grew. I would walk into nightclubs, and the security, they wouldn't even check me. They would like go on the side, and I would just walk into the nightclub. I went to the VIP with a bunch of homies, and that's where I got to know some of the richest people in Aruba, and who connected me even further.
Yeah.
But it's like this rebel thing like got us there. Anyways, I hear a bunch of sirens, man, and then I look all across. We're on the roof of Tony Roma's. All across Tony Roma's, it's like 8 to 9 police cars.
What?
ATVs. We were the daredevils of Aruba. So, bro, they were looking for us for a very long time. For a very long time. I'm gonna tell you even something interesting after this. You wouldn't believe this. So we're like, fuck, man, how are we gonna get out? We look. There's no cops at the entrance of the Tony Roma's. It's all in the back. So we hopped down off the roof. We saw 3 chefs like smoking. We're like, "Yo, could you help us get out of the front?" Their managers comes out screaming, "Yo, get out! What are you guys doing? Get out! This is prohibited." He opens the back door of the Tony Roma's, and all the cops are just standing there.
Waiting.
And my cousin's boyfriend was also a cop. He was also standing there, and they were putting me in handcuffs, and he was like this. I'm like, "Yo, what's up, Raymond? How you doing, man?"
Like, don't tell, please.
Yo, well, the funniest thing about it is,
and that guy whose mother just left him, he also got So it's better he would have.
Yo, if I was his mother, I would have cut his ass.
I think he did get a cut out.
Okay, because but shit, you made me drive all the way over there. You're not gonna come with me, and then you get locked up.
You should get a beating. Even I
had to get our cut ass.
Yeah.
No, the funny thing about it is like the following day, yo, I look at my phone. It's like I didn't notice like you don't notice certain things when it's happening. When the next day comes, like you get the chance to think about it. I get a text message like, "Why are you throwing us with water?" I'm like, "Wait, who is this?"
Oh yeah.
So I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, girl, it's like legit a good friend of mine. Like a legit good friend of mine."
The head over the water bottle.
You're wrong.
That's wrong.
Then again, King, we can't really talk now.
Listen, you did those things as little kids, bro. I used to hide behind my grandma's house was right next to the road. I used to hide behind the wall, take little stones, and when I hear a car, just to throw stones on the car.
Let me show you something.
We just put it on YouTube.
What? Okay, no. we was not that stupid because the stuff we was doing, we could legit get. Yeah, we could get to. Cause what we used to do.
That's why we usually don't talk about it on the podcast.
No, man, this is a while ago.
Okay. You can still get arrested for it.
I don't know what's the statute of limitations.
Yeah, nah, man, this wasn't that bad. We didn't necessarily harm anybody. We didn't harm anybody. So what I used to have back then, I used to kind of be into like paintball and stuff like that. So I was like I was the only one in the neighborhood that had like a paintball gun.
I did this
at the time. So like we used to have a homie of ours. His house was kind of like 2 stories, but the second story was kind of like you could see the main road, so you could see all the cars are passing and stuff. So like around Halloween time, we used to just like lay down on. We used to do. I don't know if y'all used to do it in Aruba, but in St. Martin, in the districts, we used to have egg war. So around Halloween time, everybody used to just a district against district. So like, it would be like, for instance, St. Peter's versus Ebenezer, and everybody just throwing eggs at each other.
Okay, so we used to do something like that, but it's worse. Like we used to take fireworks.
Oh, But you see,
that's the word.
Somebody dead. Somebody had died with firecrackers and stuff like that in St. Martin like a while ago, and they had banned firecrackers for a while. So like we used to do that dumb crap too. But for Halloween, we used to do how it was egg. It was we used to do a lot of dumb shit.
How else would you describe it?
Yeah, how else would you? Same age, 15, 16. So like around Halloween time, we was where we from, Ebenezer, is a small neighborhood compared to others. So we were always outnumbered. And when I mean outnumbered, I mean like 1 to like 1,000. Okay, that's exaggeration. Maybe like if without exaggerating, if there was maybe 7 of us,
that doesn't sound like
probably
30.
Yeah, if it was 7 of us, it was probably at least 25 to 30 on the other side.
Oh shit.
So we was like, you know what, we trying to like level out the playing field. So if they might come with so much, cool, I gotta pay my gun, we gonna wait for like we gonna send like 2 people, because there's always the extra brave ones in the group. So we used to send like two people, and it was always the smallest ones for some reason.
The sacrifice.
Yeah, we used to always send like 2 people. They would go and like hype up the scene, cause some trouble, run back to Ebenezer, and then like we just be waiting on the room and just pop 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 pop, just light everybody else would pay my guns. But then we was really bored, we should just shoot like buses and
I'm going to add a little bit to this story. So we used to do the same thing. Where I used to live, we used to have a bunch of these containers, like, because next to my house, like, for some reason the government is always trying to build something, but it never gets built. They just put the containers and start like rosing up all the
plants
and things. But then after like a couple of months, they just leave, and then all the plants start growing again. It's a revolving process. So I also used to play paintball a lot. So what we used to do, because like paintball balls are very expensive. So we used to take those balls and
freeze it. Yes.
Oh, man,
yes.
But
we used to do that too.
This is where it gets done.
It's like you're playing paintball with real bullets.
Yeah, no, when you freeze it, that's when it gets dangerous.
Yeah. But usually when you're going to use it again, you take it out, you let it defrost. But we didn't think that far. No, look, honestly, there was one of the first time I actually froze a paintball, because usually I just leave it by my friend.
Yeah.
And then when we go to the paintball field, then he would bring the balls. But this time it stayed at my place. I was bored. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna shoot like passing cars with my gun.
You can break a window immediately.
Keep in mind, I had an Angel. So
which one that was?
Okay, look at it from this perspective. The Angels, like, they're pretty close to accuracy of like a legit gun.
Was it semi?
Yeah.
Whew.
So anyway, I was just sitting on like leaning on the container, and when cars passed by, I tried to like aim right in the back. So I let the car pass, and I aimed like right in the back. So they would hear something, but they won't know where the bullet came from. Bullet, I mean, paintball. But there was this one time I made like an error, and I was with my little cousin. I let him shoot. And my little, like, I don't know if your family the same, but always the little cousins are worse.
Usually
so, like,
I was a little cousin.
But then your little cousin is even worse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, is it recorded? You're not recorded? I don't know what we're doing. Oh, God. Yo, did we have footage the whole time?
I don't think so.
Kana, you serious?
Anyway.
Yo! Let's anyway.
Just put like our photos.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Anyway, so we got footage though, just not all of the footage.
But yeah, you hit the car. What happened?
No, so I gave my little cousin the gun, and I told him wait until the car passes, and then aim in the back. What did this fucker do? As soon as the car is right in front, he just shoots the bullet. The bullet doesn't hit the man, but it hits like inside, and he didn't press once. He flicked it, so like it was a couple of bullets, and the bullets just hit like the windshield in front.
Wow!
And the man just like it's fucked up, but at the same time, it was the most funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. This man just like the bullets hit, he was like, "Whoa!" But that wasn't the car. That was him screaming.
I thought it was a car, bro.
Then he braked, and then he ran out the car, and he was looking, and then he just saw a stick, and he was just like running, but he doesn't know where the thing came from. So he was legit like just like running towards like my house, but there was no one there, and we just stayed like sleeping on the container, praying to God that he doesn't find us. So I think he stayed outside for like 20 minutes there.
Bye.
We had some.
For my bad luck, like almost his mom was going away, dog. You know who decided to show up? My mother. My mother.
I know your mother, man.
My mother knew exactly where I was. 'Cause I'm always there. But I got a cut ass that day, you know.
But we didn't have cut ass, but we had something similar too. I think there was a time we had jumping.
I think we're getting a little distracted here.
Oh yeah, but maybe actually no. You're right. Good thinking. I had actually one because we getting a little far now.
Yeah, about an hour in.
Yeah, because I want to ask before we get into anything too, because a couple months ago, from Woods and stuff like that, I'd heard that you was actually touring with DJ Chucky.
Yeah.
And I don't see you often on campus, so I never actually got a chance to ask you about that. Explain about how that was, but like how that came about, how that started. How did you ever exactly how
It's a pretty long one, but we're gonna go through it, and then I think we're done with that. So I was getting into those clubs. I got to know a couple of people. Just Blaze. My friends were like bringing them to Aruba for like events, so I got to know Just Blaze. Took pictures with him. I got a scholarship right after, like right during that period. I got a scholarship to go to Los Angeles.
Okay.
Bro, coming from such a small island, when I went to Los Angeles, I told myself, listen, man, this is like the creme de la creme of filmmaking, you know?
That's true.
I'm not going back to Aruba without like doing something like legendary here in Los Angeles. Bro, I got there, I was stalking people on Instagram, man. Bro, people can say whatever they want, but it worked out, man. I guess. DMing this director, DMing this model, this one, yo, let's work. This director hit me back up. At that time, he just finished directing the Chris Brown, Rick Ross, and Usher music video, The New Flame. He hit me back up. And this is also like one of those destiny things. He said, and I already met Chucky right before that in Aruba, actually.
How you had met him for the first time?
From those friends that used to bring people in. They used to bring Chucky in as well. So I got to work with Chucky a bit.
And this was before he had really get big then?
He was already big. He was coming to Aruba for performance.
Okay.
Only. Now he lives there. So Chucky and my friends, they built this like huge festival that they throw each year, EDM this year, EDM festival. They had Carnage, all these artists, Lil Jon, Slash, who all I was in charge with the media, so I was working like really close with all these artists.
Okay.
So Chucky bought he asked me for advice, and we ordered like 2 digital red cinema cameras. Now the cameras and were shit, but back then they were he invested I think 50,000 euros or something like that, and I was in charge of that.
Damn.
Yeah. So when I got my scholarship, I told him, yo, I'm going to Los Angeles. I know you're playing in Las Vegas from time to time. Send me with one of the cameras, and whenever you need me there, just holler. So he sends me with one. And that was also my joker card when DMing these people, yo, I have a red camera. You know, like it's like everything's working out. Like,
use it.
So this director's like, yo, come shoot BTS for me.
For those who don't know, behind the scenes.
Yeah. And he sends me an address and he tells me like 8 a.m. this address. Bro, I go on Google Maps. It's like a half an hour drive. Like, cool. But at that time, it was like 12 at night. There's no traffic. So I decided to wake up even earlier, get my Dutch mentality on, like be there like 20 minutes before time. Bro, the worst of the worst happened. I got stuck in LA traffic. This is the first time I got to know like what LA traffic really is.
You always hear about it, but bro, I guess it's different.
That 30-minute ride was like an hour and a half.
Wow.
8 o'clock reach, I told him, bro, I'm like stuck in traffic. I told him the whole story. I came out early from my home. It's still 30-minute ride. He told me, bro, I'm gonna wait for you 10 minutes. If you're not here, I have to go. I have to go on set, otherwise I'll be late. Bro, I told the Uber driver, like, bro, I'm gonna give you $100 extra just trying to go between.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I didn't even have $100, wow. But I was like willing to give everything I had, you know? Like, bro, this is like big for me. Like this, I can do this. He told me, the very last text I got from him, he told me, yo, bro, sorry. I can't, I have to go. I'm sorry.
You can't wait. You couldn't wait anymore.
And at that time, I was like 10 minutes away. And I told him, yo, can you send me the address of the location we're going to? I'll just come there. He says, like 2 hours away, and I can give you the address. Like, shit.
There's a perfect reason why I could not give the address.
Yeah, it's gonna come in a bit. I told him, like, yo, I don't even mind, like, paying the Uber, like, for driving 2 hours. Just send me the address. No reply. The Uber's like, yo, you still want to go? I'm like, yeah, just let's go.
Yeah, might as well.
Go anyways, bro. Keep in mind, 10 minutes ago when this guy told me already left. I get to that address. I told him, yo, bro, I just arrived at the address. And I get a text message back. He tells me, you see that traffic light? That white car standing in the traffic light? Run. Bro, I look right to me. I see a traffic light. But this is destiny shit, bro. Because that light was red. And he was like the first car to go. Yo, bro, I ran like, I was like with the camera, a heavy bag. I ran like out of air. Got in the car, apologized. It's like, yeah, you made it right in time. And like, yo.
Imagine you said, yo, fuck it, I'm going home.
Exactly. But I still went, you know, even though, fuck it. So I'm with him in the car. He starts driving. I'm catching my breath, man, because that shit was like, I ran like really fast. He tells me this. This is surreal. He tells me, yo, sorry I didn't text you back about that address. But I couldn't give it to you because we're going to Jamie Foxx's house. So, bro, I'm like sitting there, you know, like it's one of those surreal moments. You like.
So y'all was on the way to Jamie Foxx's place.
Oh yeah. I didn't even know we were doing Jamie Foxx's house.
Damn.
We got to Jamie Foxx's house, huge mansion. I have some photos of the set at Jamie Foxx's house. And you can link it back because he did a video clip with Chris Brown there. You can see the similarities in the photo. I went to Jamie Foxx's house. This is like literally 2 hours away from downtown LA. Got there, gated house. Like, this is a mansion, bro. This guy lives in a mansion. And this guy's telling me, and this is also where I learned, because I did this festival, guys, which was like really fashion direction with artists. But I mean, Jamie Foxx is like up there, you know. Like, and he also told me, yo, we're doing Jamie Foxx, and you need to be aware, like, you know,
you have to be on a certain professional level.
Let's take this. He also became my mentor, so he's still my mentor. Anyways, I got Jamie Foxx's house. It's a real thing. We did a music video there for one of Jamie Foxx's artists. Jamie Foxx was there as well. Got to know him. Even went in his rooms, like walked really throughout his house, saw pictures of him with Obama. saw pictures of his grandma in his bedroom. It's weird. Yeah, man. I just took a walk. Like, I'm gonna take a walk in here. You know,
let's go explore.
Let's see what Jamie Foxx's house looks like. Because I had to run a cable. I had to just run a cable. Like
you'll probably never be there again. So I mean, might as well take a
I'm gonna be there again.
Okay. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
We gonna put it out there. We gonna put it out there.
Exactly. Bro, I broke a lamp there as well. That's fucked up. But not from Jamie Foxx, from the set, from the director. And this is an expensive lamp, man. Did
they make you pay back for it?
I offered to pay back. They said it was like 300. I broke the lens of the lamp. Not even the lamp, just the glass element in front. That's like 300. I told them, yeah, I'd offer to pay. And that's also something people need to be aware of. Bro, it's like going with first dates with girls. Like, I want the girls to like at least offer to pay. Offer to pay half.
I'll pay for the whole thing.
Don't expect that the production is gonna cover everything. I will pay it, but offer. So I offered, right? But that's manners, right? Yeah. That's manners.
I feel.
You feel me, right? Or are you?
No, I laugh because I understand.
We can talk about that in a bit. Anyways. Did that Jamie Foxx thing, really happy, got to tell all my people, my network about that, which put me at a higher respect level as well in my network. Next thing you know, Chucky calls me, yo, we got this job with Microsoft, we're gonna do something in Las Vegas, I need you to come shoot it, because I had the red. So I fly out to Las Vegas. Plane almost crashed.
What?
that as well, when I went back. Anyways, did a job with Chucky in Las Vegas. And that's also why, like, I'm tired of flying. But that's fun. I think I'm gonna die in a plane crash. Not many people get to say that.
Biggs, don't say that. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
No shit.
It's fucked up. But when that bro, I was sitting with my headphones. Plane went diving. People holding me. Took my head. I talked to people. The guy behind me was kicking my chair. So I'm like, what the fuck? Take my headphones off, bro. Everybody's screaming, crying. I look out. The level is off.
So you weren't exaggerating. You legit almost crashed,
bro. That shit, like, bro. I went. Everybody can ask my mother. Like, when I landed in Los Angeles, because my mother was just visiting.
Yeah.
I landed in Los Angeles, bro. It was like the longest hug ever. People were crying off the plane. Usually they tell you, yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Los Angeles LAX Airport. Nothing.
Did they explain
what happened?
No, bro, no. I asked a friend pilot of mine. He said, yo, it's just the air gap. I told him, bro, I know what air gaps are. This was like diving. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they needed to lower altitude because there was another plane on the same. I don't know what went on.
I mean, the pilot didn't make no announcement.
No, bro, people were coming off, crying off the plane. Yeah, it's fucked up. I wanted to message customer service, but I'm just happy to be alive, man. I was just happy to be alive.
And which airline was this?
Don't fly with him.
Which one?
I have to look it up.
Okay.
It's like that's the only time I flew with that airline. It's the only time.
So Delta's, that's not Delta then.
Yeah, but okay, I went to do this job with Chucky in Las Vegas. Bro, I got to know Chucky, man. We were supposed to shoot this next day that I arrived, but we went out partying the first day. So the next day he was sleeping like
knockout.
Yeah, usually it's not like that, and I learned how to like get him
up
on that pacing, you know. And that's again, you have to know what you're doing, because people are gonna respect you for that. You can't be like, oh no, he's Chucky, like, let him, he will tell me when he's ready.
Yeah.
No, yo, bro, you're here for a reason. Do your job. That's it. So yeah, got to know him. We worked a couple of times. Came to Holland. He asked me to do like 2-3 music videos for him. Did those. My budgets were like, I think 2,000 euros, 3,000 euros. Now my budgets go 20,000 to 50,000 euros.
Okay.
So it's like when you started, like that growth. I went back to Aruba for vacation last year. Yeah, last year during the summer, and he told me, I met him outside the club, like talk, hug. He told me, yo, you should come on tour with me, man. I told him, yo, I have this school thing that I have to look for, like an internship. I'm like, bro, if you give me a good salary and we can work it out, and you just sign the papers for school, let's do this shit. So I call this label. I'm like, yo, Chucky told me this and that. I'm interested. Let's do this, bro. As soon as I call this manager's like, yo, that's the fucking best idea we've had. Let me call you back in 10 minutes. How much do you want? I'm like, yo, listen, man. If you can cover all my expenses, pay my rent, because I still get to do a couple side projects. Just pay my rent, just pay all my expenses. We can do it at this price. Like, okay, let me think about it 1 second. Calls me back. Yo, let's do this thing, bro. Next thing you know, I'm getting like mad flights flying all over the place with Chucky, touring with him. It's fun. It's fun, but
is it as stressful as it seems?
It's exhausting, man. I quit.
Like while touring with him,
I told him like, yo, this is like my final month. I could have went out in a couple of months more. We had like a set dates. I told him, yo, this is I'm not gonna like continue. This is and that's when I launched. That's this year of March. No, it was this January,
year.
February. Yeah, this year. And I launched my own production company, which is doing very good now. Very, very good now. So
that's good shit, man.
That's the thing.
King?
Yeah, but while touring with him, like, what exactly was your function? Like, what were you just recording the full tour, or?
I was this tour and content manager. So, in charge of making sure he gets good content, apart from filming myself sometimes. Usually we had like photographers at each venue, so grabbing their contact info, making sure they send us the photos as well. I would link them up with like credit. Chucky would like tag them. We set up a Dropbox with each month and dates where he performed, and so he can just go to the date, see the venue, and see all the picture or video content, so he can just grab those and post that. Tour manager, making sure when we arrive that our driver is there to pick us up, hotel is well arranged, or food are arranged, because sometimes the promoters forget to like give you food credit, and then he ends up paying it from his pocket, or I end up paying it from my pocket. And then you lose money like that, small money. If you get that every time,
but it adds up. That small money adds up.
Yeah, that's up to like thousands each month.
Exactly.
So you have to make sure that everything is like accounted for. So yeah, that was mainly it. Making sure. Yeah, making sure he's awake on time. So we go to the airport.
So you were legit it wasn't just filming. You was legit part of the whole tour itself.
Oh yeah. I was part of.
So it really is as exhausted as it seems, and they make it, the other artists make it seem and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know how. It's like major respect for all of the artists like traveling out there. Like I travel a lot for my work now as well, like video, and bro, I found my way to be comfortable in the plane. That's the thing.
Valium.
Bro, I know like
Xanax.
That's like little pump dust. Little pump dust.
But that's what it's actually like.
No, but you have to know you have to know which flights you should sleep on. Don't sleep on the 2-hour flights. Don't sleep on the 3-hour flight. If it's 4 hours, know how much rest you got before, and know if you can sleep a bit. Know what you're doing after.
That's a lot of detail I would never have thought of.
What you know? What happens when you sleep through a 2-hour flight?
You're still tired when you wake
get
up.
Fucked up when you get to the other airport. You wake up like it's not like I don't know. I don't think the power nap applies to airplanes.
But why? But why you think that is though? What's the difference between like taking a nap on a plane and just taking a nap, a normal power nap? Like why you feel like there's such?
Because you're also traveling, bro. You have to take care of your luggage afterwards. You have to go to stand in these lines. It's a lot more. It's a lot more work, I think.
It makes sense. Because I mean, even traveling up here, like going on the metro, like even going on the train. If you go into here, let's say we go in Nijmegen or something like that, you stay 2 hours on the train. You ain't doing shit. you're not being active, but yet you're tired as hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
It still doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So I could yeah.
I think traveling in general is just exhausting.
Yeah, but why? But why? You do it like even on a plane. You doing nothing but sitting down.
Yeah, but it's exhausting though.
I mean, I've been the customs and stuff like that. Cool, but like the majority of the traveling is
a mentally tiring thing than a physical exhaustion.
Yeah. Bro, especially in the summer when you go to Schiphol and then you see that long ass lines.
I haven't traveled during the summer in a minute.
No, but that's the thing. When you travel a lot, and I understand now why they have like freaking flyer programs. Bro, I skip all those lines now, man. Bro, it's so good, and I get to take one person along with me. Bro, but I didn't even know you can take one person along with you. I was traveling with my producer, and we saw this longest line, and I told him, yo, I told him, yo, I don't want to wait for you standing in the longest line. Let's try something. And I just went, and he swiped his ticket as well because I booked it on my name.
Okay.
And he could have went through, yeah. And it's so good. Trust me, it's so good. It makes the experience less tiring.
Yeah, that can man. But I mean, if you're up and down, you probably collected a lot of flying miles, yo.
Yeah, I think I have. I think 100,000.
I tried to reach 2,000. He was talking about 100.
Man is a real traveler.
But use Mr. Worldwide.
Let's see.
Pitbull ain't got nothing on you.
I'm almost at 100,000. I think 93,000. But I get 6,000 this month.
Okay.
From my credit card.
But that's something I want to ask though. Like you say, from early on, you say you started out making beats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What caused the transition from beat making to film and stuff?
Yeah, that's good, because now I'm also looking to invest in another business. Yo, I think we can all relate to like the music equipment got very cheap very fast. And I saw that
this
coming.
would not be happening if
it wasn't. Yeah, this podcast would not be happening if it wasn't cheap
right now.
It's a good thing because more people get to do what they want, but it's also a negative thing for established people in the industry, because everything becomes
they get
cheaper.
devalued to some degree.
Yeah, everything becomes cheaper, and the word drops, and I saw that. I saw that because there was like this keyboard that had all the synthesizers in it. What's it called? It has this screen on the side. You guys know that?
There's multiple different ones. There's
the Motive. Is it Motive? No, that's Yamaha, right? Anyways, bro, that was like 6,000 something. This microphone was like 1,000 something, and then there came this cheap, professional looking USB mic from M Audio. Was like 90 something.
What?
And then this interface came out, and it was like 80 something, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy those. Buy them, and I'm like slowly realizing, yo, everything's getting cheap. And I realized, yo, this guy's making beat, this guy's making a beat, this guy's making a beat. I'm like, bro, I gotta do something else, man. Gotta do something else. And then I went into graphic design, which a lot of people weren't doing, because Photoshop at the time seemed like Chinese.
Yeah,
and was also expensive.
Yeah, it was also expensive.
Yep. Still seemed like Chinese to me, but hey.
Yeah. I got into that. I got really good on the island, and then upgraded to animations, and then got my first camera and started the Boogeyman thing, and then with Chucky, and then touring with him, and then coming here, building my own production company, making music videos.
So what else you starting up with? Okay, I know you say you just wanted to do something else.
I'm looking to
get back into music.
No, I want to make a coffee shop, not weed, like legit coffee.
Cafe. I just got excited.
A cafe, yeah.
Now you just brought me back down. Cause I thought, invest.
No. This is gonna be a good one, man.
Okay, so what was?
But people don't understand. Like, it's not just Starbucks isn't a coffee shop. It's an experience. I'm gonna make an experience. That's the thing. I'm gonna make a better experience than Starbucks.
Okay, I would ask you how, but
want to go to
if I tell you how, it's like revealing my
brand. No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We can't, especially if it's going to be experience.
Next thing I know, I walk past my own store. I'm not even the owner.
Technically, we have. If you did say we would have footage evidence that it did come from you first. So I mean,
if
you ever, if you ever had a dispute,
but people savages these days.
Yeah, but then no,
they still live in another country then.
But see, if you think about it, you should take somebody else's idea and just apply it in another country.
Yeah, but what you think happens all the time? Because your copyright is valid in this country, not necessarily.
Not
you gotta
look
at the copyright laws in the other countries and see how they work.
Why do you think I'm telling everybody to go like Asia side? Whatever works in the state, whatever works in the West will work double time over there, and they have more people over there.
Depends.
Okay, that's true. It depends. But I mean, in general, that's the way I try to think.
I have a lot of ideas that I write down. My notes, I don't know how you all notes.
No, I have. I try to utilize my notes as much as possible. To get like a crap load.
I have my notes looks like that.
Yeah.
I try to categorize them sometimes. So I put like movie in front, like caps.
Or I have like
movie
song or like
ideas.
book or so. Yeah.
And then business ideas. I have like ideas that can help the infrastructure.
Okay.
Bro, I have like crazy ideas, but you just have to know what time to work on which one.
So do you plan to actually go back to Aruba after or what?
Bro, it's like these people are sometimes, I don't know.
It's how you sounded now.
I love the island.
You sounded that's why I said you sounded just like me, because like you sound like you really do want to go back and do want to help, but from how I'm hearing about Aruba, it sounds like you have the same thing as St. Martin, well, similar, whereas in the corruption, and like you have to know this person or you have to know that person and stuff like that. And I don't want, as much as I love the island, I'm not going to be dealing with that politics. Bro, I want to set up myself outside, and then when I go back to St. Martin, like, okay, look, I have to fuck with nobody. I don't have to ask this person for money. I don't have to ask that person for money. I can just do what the hell I want. And it sounds like you on that same page.
I think before we've heard like me talking about this as well in
by Berlin and them
Berlin, and I was talking to some friends yesterday as well about this. Look, bro, I grew up like with nothing, like zero money. I was living with my mother in my uncle's basement, like really small place, and to grow up from there and deal with like the richest of the richest on the island, bro, I got disgusted by like the shit I have to like, the shit I know disgust me, because a lot of the people from my humble beginnings don't know like what's really going on, and they don't even care because the island life is so good. And if you try to be that activist in between, people will jump on you as well. Like they'd be like, yo, why you doing this and that? Just let it go, just live. The island life is like always laid back and stuff. And there's so much corruptness going on. I mean, bro, that's why I don't even deal with these people anymore. Like, I'm just trying to raise my own companies now. Just try to stay away from all that negative shit. But it's like they never learn, man. They never learn. And it's sad because I just did a project right now with the whole entire island is also money focused. They're just focusing on money, the tourism market, because there's so much in depth. They're only focusing on money. Just build up this store. And it's only the richest, right? But what happens to our culture? What happens to the local people, the local things?
Environment.
Yeah. Land, environment. Bro, it's all getting lost. And I just made like a commercial. It was like 25,000 euros. I made that commercial for the island. And it's supposed to come out. We did it last year. It's supposed to come out like early this year. They kept expanding the time. It's because that's how the islands work. Everything's late. And now that we're gonna bring it out, it's like such a rush, and people are not even, let's say, close to the project anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there's so much things going on. The hype is not here. Bro, it's a cultural thing, man. You should be proud of where you come from, man. But
so you don't have no plans to actually go back and live in Aruba no time soon?
If things change, man. If things change. But I think it's going to take like another 20, 30 years for things to change, because it's also politically...
Yep.
Aruba has been, like, with certain aspects, Aruba has been politically stagnant. And there needs to be fresh minds coming in.
By the same exact thing. Yeah, I not being in charge of that no more. Same same exact thing in SM. Is only, I mean, now gradually, like slowly, the younger ones are starting to get into politics more, and we like, you know, you're starting to see younger faces and stuff like that. But the older heads still control, like still have the last say, and they just looking out for their own pocket, for their family pocket.
But my question would be though, like, the Mario, like, do you not feel like you would have to kind of play a part in our role, or would that not be beneficial to some? I don't understand. Like, I feel we had this conversation many times in regards to Martin and stuff that. And
of course, I think you have to, if you have the
say
chance
like you
to
want
be,
it to change. You know what I mean? If you're just waiting for it to change, to
I'm not waiting, man. I'm doing everything in my power to do what I can, and that's also like making this commercial, hoping that the people will wake up and realize that. Yo, this is our culture. Let's be proud of it, you know, bro. I listen to Rock City. Bro, you guys, your carnival is like crazy. Yeah. Our carnival is like, yo, let's do this beauty thing and this and that. I'm like, bro, where's the booty shaking at? Where's the
but that is the culture. That is the carnival culture.
Okay, cool. You got beautiful dresses, but what's that beautiful dress word? Yeah, what's this beautiful dress word if you're not going crazy on these songs that they make each year?
Okay, cool. It's
because every island, like Curacao Carnival, can be like their jump ups, for example, compared to St. Martin jump ups, is a complete different vibe. Not just from the music, but from how organized.
Bro, our jump ups, people don't even go to it anymore.
In Aruba,
it's empty.
Yeah.
Bro, the Soca and Calypso Road March
in a big
empty.
Wow, yo, and that's crazy because it's complete opposite. It's complete opposite in St. Martin. Before St. Martin, okay, cool. Bro, you used to have your little Calypso artists, you know, the older heads, but now
I feel like Soca Rumble and stuff like that.
Bro, all these people in Aruba claiming that, yo, we are the culture. This is that. Where are you? Where are you? You're taking pictures that in Starbucks and in the rich neighborhood.
I'm not gonna lie. When carnival time come around St. Martin, that's one of the few times you see a lot of people collectively just trying to enjoy themselves. Bro. And I like that. I really
like people doing that, but it's not enough.
Yeah, and they don't like. The thing is with Aruba when it comes to carnival, like they go to the parades. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to drinking, people like give Arubians an excuse to drink and have fun. They would go all out when it comes to that. But when it comes to supporting like the artists, going to the actual like the contest and like supporting the artists, that's where I find like we're really lacking. And they would rather play songs that are hyped up in the States, and they just convert that into a soca some way somehow, and they dance that in the parade. Like, it's really sad.
So like that happens on St. Martin as well. Not basically the same that there's this is the soca remix too, whatever. But I wouldn't say it's exclusively that, because it always mixed in there with a few songs. Whatever might be the hottest song, you might get the soca version to that. But I mean, there's still a lot of local soca artists making their own original music and stuff.
Yeah, that still happens. What I'm just trying to say is like it's sad that it's instead of we focusing more on all the artists and then just collaborating with one another, you still you have this outside influence. Like nobody is playing our shit.
Because I mean, look, I mean, when it comes to soca, when it comes to soca and carnival in general, to me, like the highest peak or the point other islands should kind of strive for is obviously Trinidad. When it comes to carnival, nobody topping Trinidad like carnival or Trinidad artists. So to me, if you was a soca person, like that should be like the pinnacle, that should be what you're trying to aim for. And I'm not saying St. Martin is there, but one thing I can say and I'm proud of that we growing eventually, because now you're seeing St. Martin artists
closer than us.
Yeah, for sure. From how are you describing, for sure, because we have St. Martin artists coming up here performing in Rotterdam Carnival, doing it in France. We have this this group. I don't know if maybe you heard about Red Eye Crew from on the French side of St. Martin. Yo, there's like gods in France. Like once they match, they have sellout shows. The video clips to be mad, like, but it's quality work. You check. And they didn't, and that's like you say the biggest group on St. Martin. But they have the others like King James, Roma, DJ Kimbe. They coming up Rotterdam doing shows. I show some of them gonna be in London too for the carnival. So like St. Martin's trying to make us a little name with a soca thing, and that's one thing I can say I'm proud of, because compared to how it used to be. But nobody used to go and check the local artists. Nobody.
I feel like Soca Rumble has a lot to do with that. It's something that incentivizes a lot of the local artists to start even like getting more serious with the music. It's basically just a competition that's held every year during Carnival.
Yeah.
And there's certain prize money and stuff at the end. And I think that was something that definitely incentivized a lot of the artists to really start taking it up a notch. To the next level and taking the music more seriously. At least making sure you make 2 or 3, like 1 or 2 songs every year, so you have something. And thing. I mean, and that's where it starts. At least I think.
Nah, but when I was in the process of making this video, we were sitting in a meeting with the funder of the project. They said, okay, please don't let this look too ghetto.
Wow.
Bro, that was the comment we got when we said, yo, we're gonna shoot this area, and those were the areas for us that still like held
like
some places that local people recognize.
But that's like, it's painful to hear that. And you kind of like have to sit there and like
we're like, yeah, okay.
And then outside we're like, yo, what the fuck is that, man? What the fuck was that about, man?
And you can't just say it. You can't just say it right there and then
because they're throwing like 25,000 euros on the table.
But we see as okay, you as an artist and you somebody who seems that to be really into your culture. Where do you draw the line between accepting the money and be like, nah, fuck it, you're not gonna disrespect my people or me?
I accepted the money and did it anyways.
Okay.
Hell yeah, man.
Cool.
My contracts are good. My contracts allow me to be an artist.
Alright.
But going back to like doing more for the island, like I can't change the entire island, but what I do is I meet from time to time with some of these rich guys that are doing corrupt shit. I sit with them, I tell them, yo bro, like I know you have this good idea, like why don't you just bring it out here, just it will help more people, you know. And their usual response is, yeah, but it has to come out of that political party because they're the ones that like kind of funded it.
Credit.
Yeah, they need the credit.
Everything in politics is but whose name is put on this project?
That's the thing, I still meet with these guys. Another thing I do is when I grew up in Aruba, I had to do like the Boogeyman show to like kind of get into video. Now I go back, I throw workshop, I make it available. I bring all this expensive.
Wow, that's sick.
I bring all this expensive equipment. I think it's a good price workshop. Sometimes I do some free, sometimes I do some charging. But if a student comes up to me and tells me, like, I also do scholarships, by the way. If someone tells me, yo, you really can't pay this, I really want to come. We do that too.
That's dope.
You know, that's what I do for like giving back. That's also dope. The most I can do right now.
Yeah, something is better than nothing.
One thing I wanted to ask, although I understand if you maybe not want to answer, because it is kind of personal, but like we be say with a $25,000 the budget for that, like how much would you say normally goes to you, and how much would be expenses like for just percentage? You don't gotta get too much in detail.
On that project, I lost 10,000 euros. I think the project costed us 35,000. So, but I did that for the country. Usually, it's like you have like a certain. We take this. We take like let's say 10,000 euro budget, right? We take maybe 3,000, which will be divided amongst crew. 7,000, which will be invested in the video. So the 3,000, the director will get maybe 20%, the producer 10%, the producer 10%, the cameraman 10% maybe of that. So it gets divided like that. It's not much. But with my production company, we handle also the production. We have in-house gear. So all these gears are accounted for. Like the camera is like 400 euros a day. So if our production is 5 days, I get 5 times 400 euros extra in my company. Not to me, but in my company.
Okay.
That way you raise the value.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. And then that goes to getting upgraded equipment, or if something have to go wrong and all that kind of thing.
The thing is, you have to lower your cost, but which is investing in things, but you don't really have to lower your cost. Your cost will stay the same. It's just that more will go back towards your account.
That makes sense, sir. But I mean, like, so what? Okay, you could talk about any of the upcoming projects or anything that you starting to work on.
Yeah, we're maybe gonna work with those zebra guys. Just kidding. There's some cool dudes. There's some cool dudes.
Okay, have a fun time. Anything else you could actually talk about?
I have an exhibition coming up in Aruba. like an art exhibition.
Okay.
Just in, like,
but yeah,
in October.
Tell you people, tell. This is one way for people to know what's coming up.
Yeah. So yeah, that and the movie. It's just these 3 projects right now. Our website is being built. I just want to like round up my last projects for this year, and then really start on that movie, because I think it will it will have a huge impact on the island and how they see abuse of kids, child abuse. I think it should make a difference in our laws and everything as well.
But I hope so.
Yeah, man, because it isn't being speaked out a lot, and I think that this project, I want to make it like look very real. Like I want the audience to be shocked, like at what's going on in the picture.
What would be your like ideal goal for that project? The same one you're working on, like if you could see some
to start like a serious dialogue between the people and have them like becoming activists in having our laws changed and holding these people, these child abusers, accountable.
So do you think you can get a little bit pushback because you're showing? It's like Aruba is similar to Simat, where it's maybe a tourism.
Oh, bro, they told me already, bro. Why would you throw negative things?
Yeah, exactly. So like, aren't you afraid of like a pushback or a backlash for that event? And just because of that, you might
I rather my home be comfortable, beautiful on the inside, and ugly as fuck on the outside, than ugly as fuck on the inside and just beautiful on the outside.
Deep.
You understand?
I can respect that.
They paint the country, and it's not just Aruba, man. There's a lot of other countries.
Yeah,
man.
no, definitely.
But it's a problem that we have to, bro. If it's the future, like we're already, the people that will complain to me, we're already old, man. It's these young kids you need to worry about, man.
Yep.
We can't have a lot of these kids growing up in traumatic experiences. What will that then become of the island?
They're gonna only go downhill from then, because there's a cycle. There's gonna be the molesters and the rapists and the other child abusers. I mean, you have to start somewhere, man.
Yeah,
to me that's always an interesting debate to me, because I feel like there's 2 ways you can look at the situation. Like, I like the way you put it inside. You rather see it being beautiful from the inside than just having a pre-perception and stuff like that, but the reality in that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just always interesting, because I think about it the same way with like how much we talk negatively. Like, we talk negatively about Samartan a lot, and it's something that I don't enjoy doing. I don't like, because there's already so much from Dutch media and stuff like that paints Samartan in a way all they talk about is the corruption on the island. And I feel like I just kind of validate their points in some way when I being somebody from the island that's lived there for 19 years before coming here. Like, I feel like I kind of validate their opinions, and it's something that I don't want to do. But at the same time, I struggle with the same, like you said, I don't want to see the same thing happening, so it needs to be called out to some degree before you can change it.
But at the same time, I think where we could balance out with that is when something good happens, like, we do have to focus on that too. So like, that's why I really did bring up the whole soccer thing, because that's one thing we could be proud of.
I think you don't have to be positive or negative. You have to be realistic.
Yep.
And that's the thing.
And that's exactly, because I mean,
for example, maybe the movie it'll be the same story, but maybe it will take place in Holland, because that's more cheaper for us to shoot here than in Aruba, for example.
Yeah.
But the story it originates from there.
But not only that, the story could still resonate with anybody. And like you said, it's not just the location. It's not just Aruba, that happens everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
with that said,
I think we've been here for an hour and a half more.
You guys got other topic?
But yo,
we are going back to that.
Trust me, we had stuff like
But it always depending on who we're talking to. Sometimes the conversation is really good, and then we just continue.
No, but
we have a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of.
Let's go 8 more minutes then, or not?
I mean, we could.
1:45, cool.
Get the topic. Get the topic.
Which one?
What topic can we talk about?
You following this whole? I've been following this whole Nicki Minaj and Safari thing.
I saw something about that.
Give us the rundown.
They drag Tiger, something like that.
There's been so many tweets and things, because like
Nicki been doing a lot of press. She basically her album came out, so she doing a lot of press. She did a Beats One interview with Ebro. She did an interview with Flex.
Oh no, with Flex, not Big Boy, Flex.
She did some other one. I don't remember, but point she be doing a lot of talking, and the one with Flex in particular, she had mentioned some stuff about how Safari was paying for prostitutes on one of her credit cards and stuff like that. And,
had steal it, and then he had say that.
Oh yeah, you were paying for prostitutes and stealing their credit cards and stuff.
And some of that, but then he had steal. At one point, she claimed that he had steal a credit card, and then he had say he didn't know. He just thought it was a card with money on it.
It was the free money card. The man was paying for prostitutes on the free money card. What he thought was the free money card.
That's drama, bro. Drama.
Yo, she was just going in, but he was just a hype man, and
but why? What was the reason?
I don't know how it started.
Because it was explaining. She was kind of speaking on. Nicki's never really given her side. Nicki doesn't do a whole lot of interviews. That's why this is kind of like being a change from Nicki's normal way of behavior.
But why now? I don't understand. Because it's her album, of course. But
that's what she's doing the tour, the press and stuff. But I mean,
isn't a pity or something?
Not
right now.
I guess it's kind of smart because look at us.
Smart.
Look at we here talking about it.
Yeah, and like I said, she hasn't given her side of the story, which is why the last time when she did the interview with Zane Lowe, when I think this was around when Chun Li and stuff had first dropped, she did it in the whole pink room and stuff, and she was crying and whatnot. But and that was just received. I wouldn't say that was received well because
I think Nicki's dope. I think people put her under a lot of pressure since Cardi B like went popping, but she never had to do like this type of thing before with her other songs. She never like had these dramas before.
To me, like I watched the Flex
I think it makes her look pretty, in my opinion.
For a while, I feel like Nicki was trying to kind of. I feel like it started from Remy
the whole Remy Ma situation.
From when she and Remy was beefing, when Remy Ma dropped the Sheether track and stuff like that, and Remy keep dragging on how long. Okay, I bodied Nicki and stuff, going up doing the interview and the funeral and all of those things. After a while, people was like, okay, Remy, we get it, you win. And from that, it allowed people, I feel like, to start seeing Nicki in some ways as kind of like a victim in certain situations, because then there was the whole Cardi stuff about all of that.
You just there playing guitar the whole time. You just there bringing straws the whole time.
How people bring a banjo for this one.
Ukulele, it got 3 strings.
Yeah, people feeling that Nicki is a victim to some degree and then all the Cardi beef and everybody was saying stuff and nobody heard Nicki's side in that whole situation. There was something where Cardi stole her hairstylist or whatever, the person that was Nicki's hairdresser for forever, and all of this was part of what happened during the motorsport video shoot.
Even hear all of that.
And that was the reason why like it wasn't shot. There wasn't in no scenes together because Nicki stuff was shot on one day and the Cardi stuff was shot on the other day because Cardi took her hairdresser and apparently she couldn't get the look together or whatever for that day because of this and different things.
That says a lot about the hairdresser though. Like how do you
but it goes like that. They take like a full day to like.
No, but I mean, like, was
how do you just move?
But was that hairdresser like her personal like?
Yeah, that was Nicki's stylist or hair person for like a while.
It might have been a booking issue as well. You know?
Yeah, if
like
it's that, then it's no.
Maybe they booked him like a long while before.
Yeah, then it's no issue. Then it's Nicki's fault for not checking to see who.
I don't know how it went down.
Yeah,
there was just like a lot of. I feel like at this point it's just Nicki tired of a lot of people saying stuff about it because there's a lot of different things. People trying to say that in that situation Nicki was trying to avoid Cardi and different things. And it's like if I don't say nothing because there was some moment I forget where it was. Some tweet had come out and she was looking for Quavo or whoever from anybody from the Migos to speak on the situation. Everybody just staying quiet. Everybody looking like they take Cardi's side in the situation. So it's going to make Nicki look a certain way when she come out and speak on it. If it seems like okay, we don't have no problem. But those people.
But that's just that. And this
on
whole
top of Safari saying, and only now the man's acknowledging that okay, no, he wasn't writing for Nicki, went for years or whatever. Something that we self talked about on podcast. Me self blaming Nicki and being like, oh, I'm taking some points off of Nicki's rep because like, oh, you don't write all your lyrics, but she just tired of that floating around and she cares about the craft and stuff from her perspective. That's what it seems like. And she's tired of people saying I don't write my shit when Safari never write nothing.
It's a lot more job just than that because it's that whole Cardi B Nicki, Safari and Nicki, and then now you see this whole thing with the other DJ, the New York DJ. That's a whole nother song.
What's that?
DJ self.
Yeah,
DJs. Okay, so the story, according to the story, from what I understand, Nicki was supposed to do an interview with Funk Flex, and this other DJ was there and the camera died. The other DJ was there and he was according to Nicki, he had asked her for a hug and for a drop. Yeah. Now according to the DJ, they wasn't even in the same room. They passed each other. He say hey and she say hey, and then they went about their business. So now obviously somebody lying.
No, but then that's not the problem, right? Oh, you're.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, I can't. Shit, now I can't do the train talk. So what's the problem?
Yeah, the problem is that when he said that, so he replied with a response. Nicki then threatened him.
Yeah, and
that's where
DJ Envy.
Yeah, and that's where I was going. That's where I was going.
When
with
did Nicki threaten him?
No, on tweet. He was like, "Yeah,
she gonna send people to like.
How you talking? We gonna send." Long story short, she said practically saying that she gonna send people for him if he keep talking.
Yes.
If he keep saying
if they keep talking.
If he keep the radio station, the next day we will out show up with some thirsty niggas or I forget what the exact phrase
something thirsty. Some
hungry niggas or whatever it was. Basically,
I just feel like it's a bunch of drama in her life right now.
Yeah,
and
but
I think that she
caused. I find she causing it. I really on the fence with it. On one side, like what King was saying, like. Not a lot of people not giving her due credits, and now she never used to speak on it. She used to keep quiet, and now she actually being vocal about it and stuff like that. Okay, cool, defend yourself. But that whole thing with DJ Self, if that's really what went down, then that's unnecessary.
That was unnecessary,
highly unnecessary.
But the thing that she mentioned Tyga as well and the hairline
with the hair, but and then that's a whole other side too.
Tyga took it really good.
Yo, like, Tyga do the best. Tyga had that's 100% true. Tyga was like, yeah, I did it. Look the man number. This is where you can find it. Tell him I sent you. But look,
12,000.
Safari had make a tweet.
The rumor numbers for this hairline was between 10 and 12.
Yeah, but
for the hairline.
Safari, I see Safari had do a tweet too, like about how he got he could get the sponsor deals for this hair thing. He got book deals because so it's like drama. That's just so people like drama.
No, but I think with Nicki, like
I like the memes of Tyga.
Yeah,
Tyga finding out he's been dragging his beef like.
The memes will kill me for real.
The memes are always funny.
People, some chick from Love and Hip Hop, I think, jump in because she got some affiliation to the DJ Self, and she had something to say on it.
And then it was a whole big thing.
That's cloud chasing though.
But not only that, because she was supposedly that same one of them was part of Nicki video. She was like a background dancer in Nicki video, and that's why Nicki was like all think like, why you jumping in when you was part of my stuff, and it was a whole big.
But you know what Nicki Minaj just did, like beefing with DJ Self. I never heard of DJ Self. This guy got mad cloud.
I'm not gonna lie. I never heard of DJ. In New York, he's no. He work on Power 105. I think his slot is like from 10.
Club. Like,
No, not Breakfast.
That's the radio station that the Breakfast Club's on. Power 105.
Oh, okay,
That's why I know who DJ Self is because he's associated with the Breakfast Club.
And that's why DJ Envy also like really got angry when she did that.
That's one of his people. He's like, you can't be threatening my people like that. I'm gonna not play your record and be a DJ. If somebody like DJ Envy don't play your record or like rallying around that, that's gonna make a difference.
He legit said like, oh, if you're gonna threaten us, then none of the DJs gonna play your record.
But that's what I mean. That then them man's a real tight group. So like,
I wonder how much authority DJ Envy has in the DJ
I just
community.
Wonder too. I just really wonder too.
I know he is a respected DJ, but I mean, to make that call to decide, okay, no DJs. Maybe you could control a few DJs in New York and stuff like that.
No, but all of them is one big group. The Power 105 DJ is supposed to be one group. Supposedly,
he did not say
that's your radio station. I get that, but I mean,
he did not say. He didn't call it. He said like, if you're going to do that, then don't get offended or something if none of the DJs go play your track. So it wasn't like him saying nobody gonna play your tracks. It was more of him saying, I was paraphrasing when I said it the first time. So he was just.
I heard the Breakfast Club when they was talking.
She's
about
becoming less likable, and Cardi B is becoming more likable, and that's just bad for her.
I find so too. Because Cardi, I don't know. I honestly, I kind of get what everybody's
sad though, because that's another one of Nicki's frustrations. Is like, this chick is bubbly, she's funny at referencing Cardi B and stuff like that, and that's why everybody gravitates and going crazy for her and whatnot.
I kind of understand.
Nicki can actually rap. I don't need no ghostwriters and things to sell my Be Careful songs and whatever. Like, I just write my own shit, and Nicki and Cardi is no way like if you compare rap ability.
There's not
the thing that you would
same.
like to be judged for if you're a rapper. That's why I could understand Nicki's frustration is like,
but
it's looking at Cardi, she's nowhere compared to Nicki and rap ability.
What gives Cardi that edge is just her attitude and the way she presents herself.
But that's the thing. But that's what you have to. You as a person have to.
There's a difference in switching, changing the era.
But not only that, can you separate the art from the artist? And that's the thing with Cardi. The difference with Cardi B. A lot of people like Cardi B personality.
Yeah.
So they like Cardi B.
I mean, she also has these bangers.
Yeah, she has club.
That goes hard in the club.
I'm not gonna lie. That first tune, what that thing called? The little bitch one. She cussing out. Yeah, that one. I ain't gonna lie. I know a lot of lyrics of that song. I could probably sing the whole thing.
But the whole first album, there was hits on the whole first album. Yeah. From the I Like That song that went crazy.
Oh yeah,
Latin market and stuff with J Balvin.
That's also what gives Cardi B that edge is because she Latin.
Yeah.
And she was one of the first, like, where Cardi B from again?
I think she's from Santos.
I think Cardi B held the ghetto-ness in her.
But Nicki too. That was the whole thing.
Nicki went like.
Now she a little bit bougie.
She went Barbie.
Yeah, now she bougie, but Nicki was known for being a savage and being grimy.
Cardi B, she doesn't care. Like, she goes on Instagram without makeup, and Nicki has to have all this glam on. And I think that's where people relate the most, you know.
But
it's curious to see how long it's gonna last.
I was just going to say, because to me that's how Nicki Minaj has started out too.
You think?
I kind of maybe she was more on the pretty girly. Maybe she was more, but. She was doing similar stuff like that as well. So I wonder if Cardi B going to keep that way or if she going to end up like a Nicki.
Oh yeah, I wonder too if Cardi B is gonna get to a certain point where she has
Nicki's stylist. Obviously, want your hair. There was a period of time where her hair had looked just like Nicki.
King throwing shade.
I know. I'm just talking about the realities. I mean,
Team Nicki.
We got to Cardi B and Nicki Minaj on this YouTube page.
You have to. You gotta look at it. You gotta look at the balance. I mean. Nicki came in and kind of took the baton from female rappers that's laid out a style and stuff like that for her, being Lil Kim, obviously. Mm-hmm. The same thing is now happening with Nicki. Yep. It's like, okay, cool, this is where you left the baton. Being like the very selling sex and being like explicit and raw with your lyrics and stuff like that. That was something that was Lil Kim was known for.
Lil Kim, Foxy Brown.
Speaking of Lil Kim, I hope to God that Nicki doesn't go this exactly that same
physically at least.
You know who
she look like a gremlin now. No?
Yeah, but we're responsible for that.
Oh, Nicki? You know who I'm really.
Sorry.
What's this girl called from Stefflon Don?
Yeah, I like Stefflon.
I like her style. Man.
I like Stefflon. Yeah. She dope.
King don't like her, I guess.
It's not that. To me, I feel like
she's Dutch, right?
No, she's from UK.
There's something that
she's from UK, but she's Dutch. I heard. Somebody told me she's from here.
I think she has some connection because like that's why she did the track with Cho, and I think she could speak Dutch or something like that. But I'm not 100% sure. I think there is some connection.
Somebody told me she was like living here.
It could be
possibly.
But to master that England London accent.
No, you can't get away with that. Like she even when she, but I think she got Jamaican roots as well.
If I know this is Caribbean somewhere.
Yeah. I'm not sure
from
Caribbean.
where exactly.
Definitely,
Jamaica,
but Stefflon Don, I would support her.
My only issue with her is I feel like this is something that me and the wifey was talking about. You always see that one thing that's like culture changing, that's a shift, and then everybody just repeats and follows that. Oh, this is how Migos rapping in triplets. Okay, cool. Everybody's gonna rap in triplets and shit now. Nicki.
So bam.
So
dun,
early
dun,
life.
dun, that's what you mean.
Say this real quickly. Early life of Stefflon Don was born in Birmingham, England. She is of Jamaican descent. She has 6 siblings. When she was 4 years old, her family moved to Rotterdam in the Netherlands. But at the age of 14, she returned to Britain to study at London School.
Okay,
so she did live there.
So she
England, and she got the JA vibes.
So I got everything.
Okay. True, I didn't even know that.
I think she has some of the Dutch
like
music scene in her as well.
Which is very beneficial when it comes to beats.
Yeah, but I think she could be on. I mean, she's known, but I think she can be a one to look out for in the next couple months, couple years.
To me, I just feel like she is a product of Nicki. Like, it's clear from her style, her look, similar rapping things, the combination
but
of
more Caribbean.
Yeah, more Caribbean.
Yeah.
I think more street as well.
Because Nicki don't claim nothing from Caribbean.
What? I think she's more street as well.
I mean, I don't find it so.
How many times have you ever listened to a Nicki Minaj song?
Yeah.
Like the amount of time Nicki mentions
maybe claim is a wrong word.
Like that's why to me Steph London is just like Nicki 2.0. That's.
But I mean,
I don't know. It's a body.
I don't know. Okay, maybe I don't follow.
She's more street though. The Steph London song.
We have to like.
It's more street.
Nicki is more street or Steph London?
No, Steph London. Okay. Nicki's more like.
But now, you see, that's the thing. Now, don't forget, Nicki been in this fuck like at least a decade now.
Yeah. No, but was Nick? Look, wait. Wasn't Nicki always the Barbie?
No,
that's what I mean. She wasn't always that way.
Nicki first,
especially not when she just come in.
One of the first mixtapes that got Nicki popping was the Beam Me Up Scotty shit, where she was doing similar songs like what she did on this Dream stuff. She had the Warning song, doing over Biggie tracks and stuff. Nicki she had that hood element out. She just wasn't a stripper to my knowledge and stuff like that. So she had that level of just putting it all out there like that, the way Cardi might. But to me, there was always that hood element to Nicki, especially early on, rapping about keys on the palm trees and songs like that from that Beam Me Up Scotty mixtape.
I think Nicki is
she got Barbie on the second album.
Nicki is the Michael Jackson of female rappers. She set the trend, and now because a lot of these new artists were probably looking up to Nicki, and now
like I agree with what you're saying, because like to me it's still gotta go back to Foxy and Lil Kim and stuff.
But then you could go further back.
I think it's Lil Kim.
Then you could go further back because who Foxy and Lil Kim get? Latifah, Salt and Pepper, them kind of. So
but there's different lanes, and there's certain ones you could see that there's a clear correlation between the style, the image, what you rap about, lyrical content and stuff. With Nicki and Kim, is obvious to see it. I ain't listen to as much Foxy music, so I can't speak on that. But from what I've heard from the wifey, who is a fan of, who listen to a lot more, there is parallels between all of them. You could see like a direct lineage from Foxy and Kim era to Nicki to Cardi to like the Steph London Dream Doll. I don't know if y'all familiar with her. Dream Doll is like another carbon copy Nicki and thing. And you see the same thing with like in R&B. Ever since Rihanna come on the scene, Rihanna's voice was unique. It was unique.
Yeah, it was.
No, it's not anymore, because everybody see the success of Rihanna and
this is
the tone that she had.
There's
so many people who trying to sing and sound like a Rihanna or even a Jhené Aiko's type of style. Like,
you know what's gonna be?
It works. Everybody starts copying.
You know what's gonna be the next innovation in female rappers?
What? Transgender?
The female 6ix9ine.
God, that's already coming up.
Probably,
that's already coming up. Them retarded little 14-year-old girls. I'm saying that, man. It's already starting, man. It's already starting.
I don't even hate on 6ix9ine, man.
Couldn't that be Young and Mado?
Nah, I wouldn't say so.
Bro, but 6ix9ine is smart, man.
Courting controversy.
Look, we're not going to go. We're not going.
You guys had a 6ix9ine discussion.
Yeah, we're not going to go in that right now.
What's the conclusion?
He's in your camp, and
he'll get shot.
Kana hates him with a passion.
He'll get shot.
And King is in between. He's in between.
He keep fucking around like this. He'll get shot.
Bro, but you know what the thing is? It's entertainment, man. And
yes, but this guy, only so far, dog.
No, but he's not even. He's just smart. He's just smart. Everybody that falls into his trap is dumb as hell. He's really smart.
I can't really argue with you on that one because you're kind of right.
He's really smart.
What would you say is his trap, though?
The whole being a gangster thing.
Do you feel that the robbery was real?
The what?
The robbery. Him getting jacked for the chain.
Kidnapping.
I don't know. I didn't see any.
There was no proof
footage
of him even like him having anything on him, like. You know?
And even so, this man got money. He could pay some makeup artist to do them kind of things. He
would post like if something like that happened. Like
he posted. I got my first L, and that he bought the same chain again. I think.
No, but he didn't post like anything. Like he didn't like get like like roughed up, and he was supposedly he had to go to the hospital.
But people was the man trolled his way into not having to play gangster. The man trolled his way into not having to wear his chains and anything. The saying that he got robbed was a perfect excuse to be like, okay, you see all the behavior I was doing before that, all the wild shit I was doing.
Okay, I didn't
got
think
robbed, so
I didn't
now
think
it's
about
like I
that.
don't have to
this
be
guy
wild.
thinks,
And it's the perfect way for people to understand me being like, okay, now I'm humble and stuff, and I'm changing
but
the way I go about things.
But he takes every situation.
Did you watch the Angie on the interview?
No.
Because now when he was talking about the robbery and whatnot, and a lot of people felt like, the opinions on him kind of changed in some ways, This guy seems kind of likable and whatnot from that interview where he was saying.
But I think it's not only that, but I think other people champion him and saying the same thing. Because like for instance, Nicki with the whole Fifi shit, he would be like, he's a funny guy and this and that, but he's a really sweet guy at heart, and everybody that's worked with him,
but I've heard said the same thing. I think he is a very humble guy, and he puts on this persona too. I
wouldn't be surprised, but he sometimes it just seems like he'll go too far and he'll get shot. But he'll do it with the wrong person.
But the person that shoots him will also look, for example, X, right? He had a lot of beef in the industry as well, but none of the people he had beef with shot him. Because they're smarter than that, they know that. YG is not going to shoot Tekashi, and if he does, he's dumb as fuck.
The game ain't gonna go and shoot because he got problems
he's dumb as fuck. If he does that, but
I'm not gonna speak on.
For example, right? No. It's a damn shame why he's going to jail because he's fucking wrong. He's fucking wrong for that.
That's tense.
But let's say he wasn't going to jail for that situation. Let's say he was just going to jail for something stupid, for example. Look how he takes like a very negative situation and turns it into like something entertaining for him. The snap where he like tries to catch the soap. Bro, he's smart, man. He's smart. Like
I would debate you on that one, but we going into 2 hours.
The man didn't get the way to where he is right now if he didn't have some type of intelligence.
All I have to say is you don't have to take him seriously.
I don't.
His songs, I like his songs. I like some of his songs, not all of them.
I definitely understand where your perspective comes from.
But don't take him seriously,
the origins of your come up with all the stuff you was doing.
We understand why you fuck with him.
I mean, I could definitely, I see the similarities and stuff.
No, but
it reminds me of that Dutch vlogger.
Bro, Lil Duval is rapping right now.
Yo! You see that smile, bitch? I just run that every day, okay?
Really?
That's why you said. That's why there's a new level to this rap game.
That is my
comedian rapper.
I don't care what nobody say. That is my tune. Smile, bitch. That is a big what?
I never heard.
That is a big tune, but
I didn't hear it, but I know.
That is a big tune. That's my style.
But like everybody was saying, we officially hit 2 hours.
I think this is legit one of the longest episodes we have.
I don't know if the phone. I don't know if the phone.
We have the
God knows,
but this is probably gonna end with like only pictures of us.
I think we. Anyway, I think we definitely need to get Mario back because I had a really I still got a lot of questions I want to ask, but there's a lot of things we didn't get to go to, so we definitely gonna have you back.
Yeah,
so
man, it's been fun, man.
With that being said, like always, thank you everybody for if you did go through the whole 2 hours. Thank you for listening for the whole 2 hours. Before we actually Jesus Christ, Woods. Before we actually do sign off, I want to give a shout out to Jennifer Carty and the Green Box group. They're doing a lot of good. They've been doing help put in like recycle bins and stuff like that throughout St. Martin. And like King had said before, we just talk bad about St. Martin a lot at times here, especially on this podcast. So when something positive does come about, we should put that in limelight as well. So just want to say shout out to Jennifer and respect to everybody that's involved in that situation. And like I post on Facebook before, everybody up here that's from St. Martin, that's in Holland or wherever else that you're hearing this from, if you go down to the island, please contact Jennifer or contact somebody else who's part of it and get involved. We cannot be waiting for the St. Martin government to be doing this and doing that. It starts with us, the people, because it's us, the people, that are going to benefit from anything or get messed up from whatever happens with government. So we have to start it. Anything from doing recycling at home or looking out for your neighbors or any charity, something, just get something done. Just do something for you. Give back in some type of way. So I would just like for my people personally. Are you stupid?
I mean, the speech you got going on here is like I couldn't have prepared. I couldn't have written something
revolutionary.
No, but it has to start from somewhere. And I really believe in that shit as well. And I honestly, I really like what Mario, that whole scholarship thing. Like, if you ever need promotion or anything like that, just leave man know. Because even though Aruba's it's far from St. Martin. We might still Caribbean people, and like you said prior before,
we shared history.
Yeah, not only that,
was colonized by the
Dutch. we get a lot more. We will get a lot more done together than separately.
Of course.
So with that being said, like always, if you have any coming words.
We gotta leave that for another day.
Okay.
The topic about all the islands working together.
Yeah. Anyway, that's for next
episode. You know, we talk about some stuff that's uplifting.
Like always, if y'all have anybody else y'all want to see us on the podcast, hit us up on the LinkUp 392 on IG. You can check out the LinkUp podcast on Facebook. You can check me personally on Instagram, mr.king. And Mario, you want to plug yourself?
Instagram Gonsalves Mario. I think you're gonna have to write that.
Yeah, no way. With this episode, we gonna tag and stuff like that. We're gonna tag Mario. So if any of y'all videographers or people interested in getting in that industry, hit up Mario if you got any questions and stuff like that. Woods King, how you want to play out?
Yeah, only thing I got to add to that is basically all what he was saying involving social medias, at least regarding the host, all of that will now be in the description part of the YouTube videos, so we don't necessarily need to say that on the podcast.
I forget that.
Yeah, we trying this making some adjustments
and with that being said as well, I do want to thank everybody who has been giving me feedback on that new layout, because everybody seems to like it and prefer that, so this is probably how we're going to keep it too.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it for me at least. What?
Only thing I want to say is check out the mixtape. It's out on SoundCloud.
Oh shit, yeah. Don't forget to check out Red 2.
Red 2.
Yes.
And if Red 2 reaches 700 plays by the end of next week, I'll release Melons.
Okay.
Yeah,
stay tuned for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be something interesting.
Alright,
I can tell you personally.
Yeah, the last thing to say is Mr. King 392, although I already said don't really need to say that. And check out FBR from the Three Conscious Cats on all streaming platforms and whatnot. And
again, do I want to thank the homie Mario for coming through?
Yes.
It was highly appreciated, and hopefully we'll get you back soon.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, man, for sure.
It's been fun, man. It's been fun.
And then we definitely gonna have you back on. And then bye, King.
Yes. We'll see you the next time we link up.
Bless.
Out.